roasting,
Yeah.
pudding, building, telling, looking.
Excellent. Okay. What is this? Read this to me. What does it say here?
She was setting up the tent when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, she was setting up the tent.
Right. Right. So let's listen first, and then I want you to speak. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Listen carefully.
Page 14. B. Listen and say. Then practice.
She was setting up the tent when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, she was setting up the tent. Set, setting. Build, building. Roast, roasting. Tell, telling. Put, putting. Look, looking.
1.
She was setting up the tent when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, she was setting up the tent.
2.
She was building a campfire when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, she was building a campfire.
3.
She was roasting fish when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, she was roasting fish.
4.
He was telling stories when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, he was telling stories.
5.
He was putting out the campfire when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, he was putting out the campfire.
6.
He was looking at the stars when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, he was looking at the stars.
Right. Did you get all those?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's number 1?
Number 1 is she was setting up the tent when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, she was setting up the tent.
You're good at that. Okay. Number 2.
2. She was putting a campfire. When I arrived at the campsite, she was putting on the campfire.
So she was building a campfire. When I arrived at the campsite, she was building a campfire.
When I arrived at the campsite, she was building a campfire.
Very good. Number 3.
When she was setting up the fire, I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, she was roasting a fish.
Nice. Number 4.
When they was telling us stories, and I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, they was telling a story.
Very good. Number 5.
When he was building on a fire. When I arrived at campsite. Yes.
When I ran in a campsite, he was
He was putting the campfire off,
No, he was putting out the fire.
putting out campfire.
And the last one, number 6.
He was looking up the star. When I arrived at the campsite, he was looking up the star.
No, she was looking at the stars when I arrived at the campsite. When I arrived at the campsite, you say, when I.
When I arrived at the campsite, he was
He was.
putting out the
Looking.
fire.
No, he was looking at the stars.
He was looking at the star.
Yeah, okay, not bad. High five to 2.
Page 14.
Okay, now we're doing questions. What does it say here?
What were you doing when you saw a deer? I was setting up the tent.
I was setting up. When you saw the deer, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Number 1, what was he doing when he saw the deer?
He was setting up the tent.
Yeah. Number 2,
What were he doing when he saw a deer? He was roasting a fish.
he was roasting fish.
And
Okay.
what
Number
were
3.
they doing when they saw a deer?
So the deer,
Saw a deer.
not a deer, the deer.
Saw a deer.
No, not a deer. So the deer, the.
Saw the deer.
Yeah.
He was putting out the fire.
Yeah, the campfire. Number 4.
What was she doing when she saw a deer? She was looking at a star.
Look at this deer.
Wait, the deer have a no horn. What?
Look at that.
That
This
looks
is
like
a
it.
crazy deer with 2 heads.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Oh, what about number 5?
Number 5. What was he doing when he saw a deer? He was telling the story.
Telling stories. Yeah. And number 6?
What was he doing when he saw a deer?
The deer. When he
He
saw the
was-
deer.
What were he doing when he saw a deer?
So
He
the
was-
deer.
Saw a
Nah.
no, saw the deer.
Yeah.
He was
6 is that.
building a camp. No, building a fire. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. 2.
The-
Let's continue.
Page 15.
Okay. What do you see in this picture?
I can see a man is looking up the store.
At the stars. Yeah. How many stars are there?
A lot.
Count them. How many?
290 million.
No, you
stars.
didn't count. Yeah, a lot. There's a lot. Okay. Doesn't look like there's a moon. Okay. So we have a little story here. What's the name of the story?
Is listen and read the
Page
answer
15.
to question.
Skills.
Star camp.
Yeah. Okay. So Star Camp. The name of the story is Star Camp. You say?
The story of the star camp.
Okay. So read to me. What does it say? When I
was on vacation, I went to a camp where
Travel.
boys and girls looked at the stars. At the campsite, a boy named Jason is a lot of fun. When is the best time to look at the star? I asked. The best time to look is late at night when it's clear and not cloudy, said Jason.
Very good. So this story with the text doesn't say everything. So we're gonna listen. In the listening, they have everything. Are you ready to listen?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Skills. Reading and writing. D. Listen and read. Then answer the questions. Star Camp.
When I was on vacation, I went to a camp where boys and girls look at the stars. At the campsite, a boy named Jason was setting up his tent. I asked him what he was learning about the stars. I'm learning their names and how to read a star map, said Jason. It's a lot of fun. When is the best time to look at the stars? I asked. The best time to look is late at night, when it's clear and not cloudy, said Jason.
1,
What was Jason doing at the campsite?
2,
When is the best time to see stars?
3,
What is Jason learning about the stars?
Good. So we have some questions. Question number 1. What does question number 1 say?
What was Jason doing at the campsite? He was looking at the star.
He was looking at the stars. That's right. No.
No,
What is
he
it?
was setting up his tent. Wrong answer.
Okay, let's go to question number 2. Number 2. What does number 2 say?
When is the best time to see stars? The best time to look is late at night. When it's
Yeah, that's
clear
right. What does it say then? Number 2?
It's the best time to see stars and it's at night when it's clear and not cloudy.
Hey, Ngọc, you cannot hear me, huh?
A little, but
Little.
not too much.
Did you put up the volume on your computer?
I did.
Yeah? Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Then let me go out and come back in. Okay. Just wait for me. Okay.
Well, I can hear you clearly, but not too much loudly, I hear. And that was very confused. My dad very confused. Why that you doesn't the sound your audio, your voice doesn't loud enough for him to clear to hear, so he can understood what are you saying. But I don't think so because
What about now?
the voice
Now.
well the voice wasn't enough. But maybe when was setting up the video and the voice would be normal maybe because I remember when this happened and the video was and I watching your video then I and I saw and I hear the voice was normal. So I think so like that.
Yeah, okay. But now still the same, huh? My voice still the same.
Still the same, but
Goodness, I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe it's my Wi-Fi because I'm in a different place at the moment. Maybe it's just to do with the Wi-Fi. You know, I'm trying to fix it
oh,
because
so
because I haven't done
every
anything
year
different.
you go, but teacher, every day, every year you go another from the country in another country, right?
No, I'm in the same country.
But the Wi-Fi doesn't work.
Uh, I don't know. I'm doing everything the same as I usually do it. I have my settings in the same way. I don't know. Maybe it's just my Wi-Fi. I'm not sure. But I do apologize. I'm gonna try and fix it. Okay.
Page 15. Skills. Reading.
Okay. Let's listen. Well, okay. What does question number 3 say?
What is Jason learning about the stars? Hmm.
You remember?
Hmm.
Do you want to listen again?
No, I want to remember.
And what is Jason learning about the stars?
Well, the star was shiny and he learned a lot of character on the star.
Character, not
Well, the star is connecting something in the shape and they have a picture and it reminds of something on the star. Like that.
uh almost. Just listen again and tell me the exact words.
Answer the questions.
Here we go.
Star Camp.
Tell me the exact word.
When I was on vacation, I went to a camp where boys and girls look at the stars. At the campsite, a
Okay.
boy named Jason was setting up his tent. I asked him what he was learning about the stars. I'm learning their names
Oh.
and how to read a star map, said Jason. It's a lot of fun.
Oh,
When is the best
learning
time
the
to look
name
at the stars? I asked.
of the star map.
Did you get it?
I get it. Jason was learning about name and the map of the star.
Yeah. He's learning their names and how to read a star map, you say?
He's learning their name and how to read a star map.
Exactly. Let's continue.
It's play. Game time.
Good. What does this say?
Let's play.
Let's play. That's right. That means it's game time. Are you ready for game time?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, let's go. Ooh, what do you see in this picture?
It's a farm and it's have a word and it said a funny farm.
Funny farm, yeah. How many animals do you see?
Let me count. 4, 5. 5.
Yeah,
There
so
are 5
I can see
animals in
5 animals.
I can see 5 animals in the farm.
Okay, right. Let's continue. Right. Okay, read to me. What does it say?
Michael was roasting fish when I'm roasting a fish. When I'm setting up, no,
No.
when I'm setting up at the campsite, no, set up at the campsite.
No, when I
Arrive.
arrived at the campsite. Very good. Michael was roasting fish when I arrived at the campsite. You say?
Michael was roasting fish when I arrived at the campsite.
Okay, next one. What does this say?
When I arrived at the campsite, he was putting off a fire.
Almost, but not putting off. Putting.
Putting off.
No, not off.
Putting off fire.
No, putting.
No.
What does it say?
Putting out the fire.
Yeah, he was putting out the fire
He was putting out the fire.
because he does not want a forest fire to happen.
Yeah,
Mm,
that
yeah.
would be dangerous.
Yeah, many animals can get hurt. Okay, what does this say?
What were you doing when you saw a bird?
So the
I
bird.
was saw the bird.
Yeah.
I was setting 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 a tent.
Yeah. Very good. I was setting up the tent. You
I
say?
was setting up the tent.
Excellent. Double high five. Tutu.
Tutu.
Okay. Have you ever set up a tent? Or never?
Never.
Never. Would you like to set up a tent?
Setting up the tent and sleep inside is maybe very comfy and I like it.
Okay, sure. And then let's continue. What does this one say?
What was he doing at the campsite? He was roasting a fish.
Roasting fish.
Roasting fish.
Oh, roasting a fish. Okay. 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 Yeah. This fish is green. Does not look healthy. Maybe this guy should not eat that fish.
Maybe he poor and he looked broke though actually.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the fish looked green and his eyes are not too okay. So
Yeah,
maybe
that-
the fish is rotten or something.
Maybe that fish doesn't look fresh. But anyway, let's continue. Okay. What was?
What was he doing when he saw a bird? The butterfly.
Yeah.
He
Mm.
was roasting a marshmallow. No, putting on a campfire.
Building the.
Building the campfire.
That's right. Building the
It
campfire.
doesn't look like it. Yeah.
Okay then. Now we are finished. Listen, I'm really sorry about my audio. I'm gonna try and fix it. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Okay.
Maybe set up the video and make the sound more bigger and so it's normal. Because I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. No, I'll try. Okay. Right. But anyway, thank you very much. Now,
Thank you very much, teacher.
have a nice day, and I'll see you again.
I'll see you again, teacher.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
I'll see you.